Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and my workbench. So today we are going to be replacing a power cord on the Riccar upright model R25 standard. Now it's important for the instructions that these instructions only apply to the Riccar R25 standard model. So if you're not sure, if you have a Riccar R25, the only model that has the cord coming out of the back towards the bottom is the standard series. Every other model has the cord coming out near the handle. Now, real quick, here's a few things that you're gonna need for doing this repair. It's not too much. You're gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver. You're gonna need some needle nose pliers, probably some wire cutters, and then a replacement cord. I'll leave a link in the description for that, and then some wire nuts, which you can probably get at your local hardware store. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. The first thing that I'm going to do is, just for the sake of this machine being a little easier to work with, I'm going to take the hose off. So we're just going to squeeze these two tabs right here, and we're going to take that hose off the machine, and then this is just going to twist off here. This one's actually kind of tight. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut the cord off. I always like to cut the plug off first, because that ensures that it's unplugged when I go to cut the cord off the machine. So this is just going to make it a little easier to move around. All right, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take the bag out. So I'm going to turn the machine on its side, open this bag door here. We're going to take that bag out. Okay, so with the machine on its back, I'm going to just lay it flat a little bit, lay it flat like this. And then I'm going to be able to point out, this way I'm going to be able to point out the screws that you will need to be removing. So there's going to be 7 screws that we're going to take off from the back of the machine. So the first one is back here. It's kind of behind this, this little arm piece. And so we're going to take that off. We're going to take this screw out, 2 here, here and here. 2 more here and here, and then 1 down here. And then we're going to flip it over, and there's 2 more screws we're going to take out. So we'll do the ones in the back first. And I'm going to remove this just so you can see the screw that I'm taking out. So now that I've got that out of the way, you can see where this screw is located. And then there's 2 screws here. This one holds the crevice tool clip. We're not taking that screw out. We're taking this one that's deeper down in there out. This one here. And we've got 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. I forgot to take this one out. All right, so we've got our 7 screws out. Now we're going to flip the machine over. And make sure to catch your screws. All right, so now we're going to take off 2 more screws, and it's going to be these 2 right here. So this one actually holds the handle assist spring, which actually broke. I'm not sure if it broke while I was working on it, but I'm going to make another video on how to replace that. But in the meantime, what you're going to do is you're going to take the screw out, and then you can just hold this down, and then when you take this off, the spring will just kind of pop out, and then you can just push it down out of the way. And then we're going to take this screw out right here. All right, now once you've got all your screws out, it should be 9 screws. Then we're going to lift up from this motor, from this lower portion. If it's not popping up easy, then you didn't get all your screws out, okay? So just make sure you check to get all 7 in the back out, as well as your 2 in the front here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to lift it up, and then before you kind of just rip it off, you want to very gently, there's a gasket that's basically connected to both parts. And so what I'm going to do is just very, very gently peel this gasket off. As you're taking this off, you're going to be peeling this gasket off. Just like that. Okay, and then you can leave it connected to the other half. So that's what you're taking off. Right now, the cord is coming in through the back and coming up through underneath this motor area. So we do need to remove the motor in order to get access to where that power cord comes in at. Okay, so that's where the needle nose pliers are going to come in handy. So you're going to squeeze your motor contacts. So just for the sake of illustration here, what you're trying to accomplish is you're trying to get your needle nose pliers to hit this little lever. So there's a little lever here that pushes, and there's a little locking tab, and you have to grab this in such a way that it releases that locking tab. So the button for it is right behind where these things fold over. So you have to grab it right there with your needle nose pliers and then pull, and that releases the tab. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And then the second one is on the other side of the motor. What I usually like to do is just put a little marker here on top. That way it tells me which way is facing up, so I don't forget the next when I'm putting it back in. And then I'm just going to start kind of wiggling this motor out, and we're going to try to pull and separate here. So once I get the back side out, I can kind of pull the front out. You'll see why that's. So this may lift out as well. If that happens, it's okay. But what's happening here is this part's pushed into there like that, and so you're just trying to get that out of there. And if you have to lift this up, that's all right. Now, then we're just going to unhook this neutral side, just like that. All right, so so you have kind of a little mess of wires here, and what we're looking for is this is our power cord coming out right here, and so it goes through this little clamp. So we need to unscrew this clamp. Then what it does is it connects to the neutral, and then it also connects to the thermal switch here like that. So so let's take the two screws out to get it unclamped. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the screw that's holding this board in place. This will allow me to slide this board out of place, and then we can disconnect this neutral right here. All right, so now I just yanked out, and actually this cord here just really burned out. So I think this machine gets kind of abused. So what we have here is a couple little butt connectors or a couple little wire caps that we can loosen up. So we're going to try to expand those so we can get our wires out. And we'll reuse these, and we'll just wire nut it back in. So I'm going to give one good squeeze and then turn it 90 degrees and squeeze it one more time. Okay. So we'll reuse these. Now we're going to get our new cord. And we need to feed it in from the bottom side. So I'm going to tip it over. We're going to be feeding our new power cord in. All right, and then you want it so that the power cord's going to be slightly, you're going to put this power cord back in with this red clamp so that it's kind of sticking out there, and then you have enough length here to reattach your connectors with the wire nut. If you want to go ahead and wire nut those things, you can do that. We'll go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to connect my white, my neutral, twist these together in the right hand motion, righty-tighty, and then you screw on your wire nut. And then same thing with our hot lead. Twist this on. There you go. All right, so then we can go ahead and put our wire clamp back on. You're just going to hold those in place. This is, that little red section here is going to be facing down. That's what actually clamps the cord in. All right, and then get one screw in, try to hold it and screw it down in place. And then I'm going to get my other one in. All right, I can feel that it cinched down really tight. So, all right, so then we're going to go ahead and connect our neutral back to the board, which was just in this location here. All right, then we can slide our board back in place. And then we can get our hot connected here. Okay, and then just kind of tuck that out of place. Now, should be left with, and you can kind of make sure this wire here is just kind of sticking down in there. That just needs to make sure it's staying down. Once the motor goes over top of that, it'll keep it out of the way. But you do want to make sure you've got your neutral and your hot coming off of the board. This one has a little inline fuse here, so that's what that is. And then now we can go ahead and tighten up, put this screw back in place so that retains the board. All right, that's good. And then we're going to get our motor back, and I'm going to connect. So I've got my marker line here, so I know my neutral was over down here. I'm going to connect that neutral. Make sure you hear that click, and then just kind of give it a tug, make sure it's nice and tight. And then if you want to connect your hot now, you can, just like that. Okay, in this case, this is actually a little bit loose, so it's not actually popping that little lock. So I'm going to squeeze these contacts so that when this pushes on, it's a nice tight connection. That felt a little too loose. There we go. So it just needed to be tightened up a little bit. All right, so remember, we've got to lower this in place, and if you're looking at this, there's a channel that this is going to slide into, which is just right here and right here. So you want to make sure this is not twisted, and then it's going to be sliding right in that channel. So since it's already out, we're going to just put our motor in like that, and then we're going to just drop it all down at once. That's kind of a easy way to do it. There we go. All right. So then make sure everything is out of the way. There's no wires sticking out. Make sure you've got it plugged in, or your wires connected to the motor. And then, so now we can go ahead and put our cover back on. And then what we're gonna do is the cover is gonna go on with this gasket first. So I'm gonna make sure this gasket's nice and aligned up top. And then you can just, it's sticky enough to where you can just re-stick it back in place. And then this should drop down really well. So that went on smoothly. And then we're going to put in one screw right here. That's going to keep it together, so when we flip it over, I'm going to, and then typically what you're going to do is you're going to reconnect your spring, and then you're going to put this on. But this spring is broken, so I'm going to make a video with this repair and how to replace that spring. But you're going to just put that spring back here in this little channel, and then you're going to put this cover back on, screwed on. All right, so we've got the one screw in the top. Now we can flip it over and just hold this side because it is just holding in place with that gasketing. And close that back door, and we're going to flip it back around. And now we've got our 7 screws to put in the back. So I'll start down here at the bottom and work our way up. Forgot there's actually 10 screws that I removed, but you don't have to technically remove this piece. All right. Now that you've got everything screwed together, you can go ahead and test this out to make sure you got it working. So we'll plug in our power cord, and then make sure your switch is off, and we'll plug it in and test it out. And I'm going to lift up this brush to make sure it doesn't grab anything on my bench. All right, it works. So I hope this was helpful. If this was helpful to you and it was valuable, I will leave a link in the description for my Venmo. If you want to give me a tip, I always appreciate that. There's also the super thanks option, which you can do directly through YouTube. And I appreciate those a lot. You know, I'm sharing my knowledge from being in the vacuum repair industry for close to 20 years now. And I always appreciate when people acknowledge that they receive some value from my videos. So, all right, hope you have a great day, and talk to you later.